my job in corporate America is to, basically do all the budgeting, whatever, forecasting, reporting of finances for executives.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured, what if I do that for entrepreneurs instead? Like, I need to find people like you
Sure.
who basically created themselves a job and help them learn how to become the CEO or even the owner who
Yep.
hires a CEO to carry out their vision so that they can like go on vacation sometimes, right? Instead of working 16 hours a day.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would say of all the skills, financial awareness, financial acumen, I'll say, is probably the least known for entrepreneurs. Like,
And it's so sad. It's
oh,
so
sad.
sad because what happens is either people get money and they don't know what to do with it.
Me.
So whether they keep it and don't invest it or simply spend it all, they do the wrong thing with it, right? They don't invest for growth, etc. And it's good while the getting's good. Do you know what I mean? Like if you have
Yeah.
a salon or whatever, you're cutting all the hair, you're getting popular, you're charging a bunch of money. That's great, but you didn't save anything. Like you didn't expand, you didn't hire anybody, and now you
Yep.
break your leg. What are you going to do? Now you
Yep.
just have nothing. You lost your job and you don't even have like insurance, or do you know what I mean? You don't even have the
Mhm.
security of sick pay or anything because you didn't do it right.
Yep.
So yeah, yeah, it can be really tough, and people just don't know. Or the other thing is they think they can open a certain business or whatever, like with the dog daycare. Oh my gosh, and I've been a finance lady for a long time. I even underestimated the amount of capital that I would need to
Mm.
keep the place afloat until a day where we broke even and started making profit. Now we're a year in. In that entire year, we've only had 1 month, December, of course, Christmas time, where we made more revenue than the expenses that went out.
Mhm.
I think that this is going to be the first month since then. May, if not May, will be, or I'm sorry, if not March, it will be April for sure. But if I hadn't had sources to draw from, like 401ks or
Oh,
home equity, I'd have been dead in the water months ago.
yep.
And so I'm starting to see, and that was why I figured like I need to support entrepreneurs, not CEOs. Like I don't need to help somebody buy their third yacht. What I need is to help somebody keep their business open so that they can feed their family.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. Probably a little
Um,
bit of a different vibe.
Oh, you know what? Let me tell you something. When you work for executives, it can be amazing because they're the decision makers, So if you ask for something, you need something or whatever, if the answer is yes, the answer is yes right now. Not like I got to go check with so and so and then they got to check with so and so. So that part's amazing. But if they have a meeting with their boss tomorrow, right? Their boss is the CEO. If they have a meeting with their boss tomorrow, or you're working for the CEO and their boss is the board of directors, they need it now. You
Mm,
can't, if you need to go home, too bad. You better have a good nanny or a good babysitter or a really understanding spouse. And if you need to be online till 2 in the morning, you need to be online at 2 in the morning. And it's tough. Like it's tough after a certain amount of years. It's just like, sorry, I feel like I'm hijacking your interview, but man, all the stuff that you
no.
were saying just really like made me think like I put myself into a situation where I can't scale, but I'm changing it now because instead
Mhm.
of having one large client, I'm going to go out there and start getting a bunch of smaller clients
Yeah.
and I'll feel like better about it. Do you know what I mean? The work will be so
Mhm.
much more rewarding. Instead of making rich people richer, I'll be making people that might not have survived, right? Like their business might not have survived into surviving, or somebody who just created a job for themselves into, teach them how to be the CEO or the owner.
Yes. Yes.
So,
And I really grapple with that specific concept around like, is this business scalable? When I got back from the show. Because when I got back from the show the first time, I had the speaking and consulting company where I was the technician, the manager, and the entrepreneur. And my business partner, same. Technician, nah, manager a little bit, entrepreneur on a good day. So when I think about that, it's like I was in a space where I was like, is this scalable? And the first thing I did was meet with a business consultant, paid a little bit of money, met with a business consultant, and was like, what do we think about this? And he provided some just intangible advice I'd love to share on this call around
Please.
scaling service-based businesses in a way that made me think differently. So my second service-based business, i.e. the inclusion company with Nikki Joyner only, is what we're doing. So he said, Nikki, when you're a service-based business, you should have a good, a better, and a best option. So right now, you are working with everybody. Give me one. Sorry, our laundry's loud. You are working with everybody right now at your best. So you are trying to scale your
Yeah.
best with 24 hours in a day. And you're going to get to a place where, like, when you do more than 50 gigs a year, you get tired. I'm like, who are you telling? 2023, I had 70. Okay. I'm tired. So he said, what would it look like if that was your best option at your best premium market value, but you also had a better option and then a good option.
Right.
So when we
Right.
think about the good option, the better option, the best option, the good option is probably something that's free, something that's really accessible to anybody. So in my case, the good option is the inclusion app that I have. So
Oh,
students can go on.
cool.
Yes, they can go on, they can find the app, and I have free content on there.
What's the name
Also,
of the app for our viewers and
it
for
is
me?
called the Inclusion app. Super easy to find, y'all. Super
That's
easy to
what's
find.
up.
Yes.
Okay.
So they can go on there and see that I have a bunch of free content. There's videos
Yes.
on there.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Sorry about that.
No, that's why we have edit capabilities. No big deal.
So the good option is the free app that I have. Now, is there paid stuff on the app? Absolutely. They can
Sure.
upgrade on some of the stuff, but the free stuff is like my free resources, my content on the app. My better option is the upgraded asynchronous content on the app that's like how to plan an inclusive event, how to be an inclusive recruiter, how to create DEI goals. So people upscale and they purchase these courses that I've had professionally edited, where I am doing exactly what I would do for people in a
Yeah.
Zoom call, but they're doing it on their own time. That's the better option. And then
Right.
the best option is you get me in person. So that in
Right.
person can be consulting or it can be speaking. So you get to decide as the consumer what's the better option for you based upon budget, based upon what you're looking for. But people only ever need me for the best option. I have automated and outsourced everything else.
That is awesome. Now, how do you go about finding somebody to, give you professionally edited videos? What do you look
Mhm.
up for something like that? That's
Yes.
interesting.
I found somebody. So I think Fiverr is a great place. You can find a bunch of
Oh,
folks. Fiverr, Fiverr, I think.
two
Yeah,
R's,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, they did my logo for Logan's house. Yeah,
Yes.
they're
Oh my gosh, love
they're
it.
great. Very
Yes.
affordable too, and
Yes.
fairly professional results.
Yes. So I would
Yeah.
definitely recommend that. I think
Okay.
Thumbtack is also another
Oh,
place. I
yeah.
found videographers
Are
and
you
photographers.
serious?
Yeah.
Like, we found people like build a fence or like
Yes.
paint
Yes.
a room or something, but I didn't know you could use them for video editing.
Yep. Yep.
Not in
There's a
the
ton of stuff on
with
there.
the thought.
So yeah, I would recommend a website like that. For me, I found my videographer by way of doing an event in Dallas. So I volunteered my time to participate in this speaking event in Dallas for entrepreneurs to give them 3 pieces of advice. And at the event, there was a videographer and he was filming the event. So I got his card. I reached out to him when I was starting this app, when I closed my first company, opened the second one, and was like, hey, can you help me with these videos? How much would it cost, et cetera, et cetera. And I
Yeah.
caught him at a great time because he was also pivoting. So he was
Oh,
pivoting
wow.
from editing promo videos, how I met him, to moving
Yeah.
into the online course space, which is exactly
Oh,
what I was
wow, that's what you
doing.
were doing. Oh
Yep.
my gosh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. So I was able to work with him. He's produced some awesome videos for me.
Wow.
And he is, it's a mutually beneficial relationship because he can use the stuff to build his portfolio and I can use the stuff to
Exactly.
do what I need to do with it for the app. So yeah, I would say like there's there's 50 ways to get to the same place. You can find folks in a variety of different ways. But I have found that the more plugged in you are to your entrepreneurship community, the easier those things come for you, the easier the referrals
Absolutely.
come.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's been the best part about the blocks for me.
Ah, same.
I didn't know, I know a few handful of entrepreneurs, but since I've been in corporate America since 1998, I met my
Hmm.
husband at a company that we work for. I met all my friends at companies that we work for. Everybody is company people. So yeah, I didn't have a bunch of people to rely on. And then, also it's like kind of awkward. Like I could have walked into a few dog daycares around here, but like, hi, I'm your competitor. I want to come steal business from you. Will you teach me stuff? Like, I don't know. I didn't know how to do it. Honestly, I probably could have found an online community or something, but yeah,
Hmm.
no, I'm glad that the blocks found me. Like
Yes.
I saw a Facebook ad or something and I
Yes.
bombed into the Facebook
Same.
ad. Yeah,
Same.
but
And
yeah.
it's so funny that you say that about the competitor thing because I ran into that a lot in my speaking and consulting company. People were like, "Oh, I can't share this with you because it's a trade secret." Or I'm like, "Okay, one, improper use of the word. Let's move on." Number two, it's like that scarcity mindset amongst business owners, I think is truly what separates the business owner from the entrepreneur.
100%.
Entrepreneurs don't have scarcity mindsets. They have an
There's enough
abundance
clients
mindset.
for
There's
everyone.
enough clients for
More
everything,
than enough,
right?
actually.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
And us as entrepreneurs, we're also challenging the status quo.